Hey, it's V, and welcome back to Blue Touch Productions. In this video, we're going to talk about how it's been like working with the Elgato Wave 3 microphone and the Wave Link software for my work from home conference calls. Let's get started. Just for a palette cleanser, right now you're listening to the Deity D4 Mini microphone, which is plugged into my iPhone. It's about an arm's length or more distance from me, so expectedly you may be hearing a little bit of sound bouncing off of walls and an echo. The iPhone is using the FilmicPro app, and it is recording with an audio gain at about negative 25 dB. In a second, I'm going to switch the audio to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone with the FX plugins enabled. And I am recording my microphone's audio into the voice recorder app on my work PC. And here we are, listening to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Now, you may be noticing how I've moved closer to the microphone. For best microphone technique, you really should be about a hang time distance from the microphone. If you're this farther away from the microphone, you're going to start picking up a little bit of that sound and echo in the room. You may be wondering how I have it set up so that the voice recorder app is recording my microphone audio with the FX plugins enabled. I went into the Microsoft settings for sound and set all of my default inputs to the Wave Link microphone FX. That's how you're going to hear the audio with all of the FX plugins already applying into my microphone original audio source. Once I have the Microsoft Sound settings ready to go, I go into the Wavelink software to optimize more of the settings, including the microphone's input gain, if I want to enable the zero latency monitoring, and then apply some of the advanced features such as Clipguard and the FX plugins. Elgato manufacturer recommends that you set the input gain at no more than 40%, or the 4 dots on the dial. And I have that set at around 3 right now. One of the awesome things about using Elgato Wave 3 for my work from home setup is the technology that comes with the Clipguard. The Clipguard helps prevent the audio levels clipping out because I get really animated or passionate about what I'm talking about. It may sound something like this when I'm raising my voice. It's really cool that we have that technology available right from the get-go. You don't have to do any special setup. You just click the box to enable the Clipguard function, and your audio won't clip out when you start getting animated like that. The other thing too that I had to do to make this work very well with a lot of these conference applications is enable the Wave Gain Lock. In multiple settings, both within Microsoft Sound settings as well as the application that you're using for conference calls, there's an input gain volume setting where it will automatically adjust your audio level without you even knowing. And that's how some folks, when they're on a conference call and you can kind of hear them talk and maybe their levels are going up and then going down and they don't realize it. So Elgato's manufacturer recommended that when you're using their microphone with the Wavelink software for conference calls on Microsoft Teams, Skype, Zoom, that you enable this Wave Gain Lock and then accordingly go back to each of the sound settings and disable any kind of enhancements natively. So that technology with the Clipguard and the Wave Gain Lock, plus adding those settings to disable any other further enhancements within Microsoft or other conference call applications, those are enough to make your conference call experience work really well with the Elgato Wave 3 and the Wave Link software. Now, The reason why I'm recording this audio through my work PC is because on Windows OS, I have the ability to add FX plugins with the Wave Link software. For Mac OS right now, that seems to be not possible. Either it's in pre-beta or not available for consumer public use yet. But I wanted to show you how I have it set up for the FX plugins to minimize a lot of the background noise that you hear from mouse clicks or from the keys. And I use an FX plugin called Renegate, which is a noise gate plugin that cuts out any of sounds below a certain decibel. So right now I have the noise gate detection level set at around negative 27 dB for the threshold. What does that mean? Any noise that is above negative 27 dB will not be cut out. So as I'm speaking, this is my normal speaking voice. You're hearing me talk freely, continuously. You're not hearing gaps on how I'm speaking. But if I set that threshold way too high, then you may hear me cut in and out. Negative 27 dB is the threshold for me, and it may not be for you. It has to be setting specific. And the reason why I chose that setting is because that is where you won't hear any of my mouse clicks. So while I'm talking right now, I'm clicking the mouse. And because I am talking, the mouse clicks just come along for the ride. But if I stop talking and continue my mouse clicks, you will not hear a single mouse click. And that's the cool part about having a noise gate plugin. You might be asking why I have the mic on a boom arm. It's not your standard boom arm. It is a little bit of a workaround. I'll go into that more in a bit. But there are two reasons. The first reason is that I'm trying to minimize how much noise the microphone picks up when I'm interacting with my desk. And if I have it on a desktop stand that it comes with, that desktop stand can absorb the vibrations from when I'm banging on the desk or moving items around. And so by having it elevated off the desk, it minimizes a lot of that vibration. The second reason is that it's out of frame or when I'm on a conference call and the video feed is going through. So I'm capturing a screenshot right now of where my microphone is, and right where my pointer finger ends is where my microphone sits. So it's really out of the frame, and it makes it look like a minimalist setup where the person on the other end of conference call is getting really good audio from me, but they're not seeing all of the extra stuff that comes with setting up a really good microphone and audio source. So all in all, how has this been working for a little over 2 weeks now with my work from home conference setup? It's been really great. I really love the ability to monitor myself as I am speaking with my coworkers. I love the technology that comes with the mic by default, but the ability to also add additional FX plugins on top of that and to enhance the quality, the timbre, and the tone of my voice. If there's one negative that I can point out, is that here and there I would hear a little bit of buzzing noise. So I'm thinking it's a little bit of RF interference from all of the devices that I have everywhere. I only notice it when I'm about to get a notification through my phone or if I'm handling it, and then I'll just hear a little bit of a buzz. There are a couple of things that I've tried to minimize that RF interference. The in-ear monitor that I bought, which is relatively inexpensive and not professional grade, supposedly has an RF shield, but maybe it's not good enough for that. I also have a ground loop that is connected to my cable, and that does remove a little bit of the static noise that I hear without it. So maybe those two things are helping, but there's still one or two times here and there that I hear a buzz noise. So I hope you like this series of unboxing and then playing with it, testing out the different audio qualities with different settings applied, and a little bit of the feedback on how I've been using this now for a little over 2 weeks. If there's anything else that you'd like for me to test out, I do still have a lot of different microphones that I've recently acquired. Let me know in the comments below, and I will keep doing reviews like this for you. Thanks again, everybody, and I will see you soon.